Welcome. Again, we're live at eTail Canada. We have another great session here on the Commerce Rewired podcast. I am with the great Paola. Can you please introduce yourself for our audience?
Hello, everybody. My name is Paola Bianchi, Director of E-commerce and Digital. I was up until recently with Nava Auto Parts.
Amazing. I saw that you're in, correct me if I'm wrong, Women in Leadership Circle. That's
Yes.
what it's called.
Yeah.
Can you let us know what that is and how long you've been there?
Yeah. So it's a basically a group of executive females, and we just support each other, and it's a fantastic networking group, and also we share a lot of ideas, brainstorming, support. It's honestly, it's great. I've been with them for a couple of years now.
Did you get into that group to give back to other female leaders or perspective like younger generation leaders that want to get to a certain level?
Yeah, and it's so first of all, it's so important to support each other, regardless if you're a woman or a man, right? But there's so many groups supporting women, and I'm very passionate about it. And it's not just to give back, but also to lean in because there's so many wonderful people out there, and you get to talk to people and brainstorm and get that support and good vibe, and it's just a wonderful group of executives, really. So yeah, it's so
So it's,
great.
it's interesting because you've worked for I would say, a lot of male-dominated companies in terms of the industries that you've been a part of. How has that shaped you as not only a leader, women's leader, but as a leader and a women's leader? How has being in those industries shaped you today?
I think it's made me even more passionate about giving back and about paving the way for future generations. I've seen it evolve so much over the past 20 years. Um, and the reason why it's evolved is because we support each other, and not just women supporting women, men being absolute allies to, evolve in the automotive industry. For example, there's about 20 to 25% female leadership. So that is really what you would call a male dominated industry, right? But if you don't have those allies as well, how are you going to make a change? And how are you going to support, female leadership and also the newer generations? So it's really made me want to contribute and to give back and thank, the people supporting me.
Talking about passions and kind of what you're passionate about. I want to go two directions with this. 20 years ago, what was your greatest passion? And now fast forward today, is that the same passion or is it different?
It's the same, it's more focused because when you're younger, passions run in all sorts of directions. My biggest passion was always to understand the consumer and human behavior.
So
Like that is
psychology is
psychology, kind of like what drives us, what moves us, what makes you choose one thing versus the other. I always think about it in terms of like what's in it for me. Why would I choose this brand versus this other brand? Why would I choose this product versus that, right? With time, I've become more focused on what are the parts that I want to invest my time in. And you learn, right? So that passion grows and evolves to the point where, much like a researcher throughout their life, they've been doing their research and they get more and more and more into the different things that, drive you. So yeah, the passion is the same. The intent is more focused.
and what about you as a person or a leader? How have you changed in the last 20 years? It's crazy that we've been all working for 20 years, by the way, but
Right? Because we're
it's
15.
we're totally young.
Yeah,
We're totally young.
totally.
Starts with a two.
In my head, at least. Well, no, maybe 20.
Yeah, so how have you changed?
Oh my gosh. Who hasn't changed? Like, if you haven't changed, you have a problem.
But how have you?
How have
In
I
what way?
changed? I have grown into my own. I have stopped questioning myself and doubting myself a lot. In the beginning when you start, you're passionate, you want to contribute, you want to do things, but then at the same time you're like, "Ugh, but I'm not there yet. I'm not,
Confidence missing.
it's the confidence, that imposter syndrome and this and that. Like that's all it is.
Yeah.
Because with time you realize that it doesn't really matter. You are who you are, and you have what you have to offer, and it's for you to offer it and to enjoy it, right? So that's how I've changed. I've stopped thinking about what other people might think or want from me, and instead of, I focused on what I can offer and what makes me happy and what makes other people more fulfilled, right? So it's the focus is different. Yeah.
You know what I always find for imposter syndrome, what solves it? Action. Like actually doing it.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm scared to get on a bike. Hey, get on a bike. I'm scared to swim. I'm scared to skydive. Well, but it's the same thing in leadership circles. Sometimes we're scared to make a decision. We're scared that we might hurt somebody. We're scared that we don't have the confidence to get up in front of people and speak. And then when you do it, I'm like, okay, it wasn't that bad. I kind of know my thing. And then you realize that other people are in the same boat where they're not as confident or they're so it's like just yeah,
Just
if you
do
put
it.
action first,
Yeah.
yeah,
For
Nike
me,
had it right.
it's I overcame it when I realized I had something to say. So, when like
Like something impactful to say, you mean? Is that what
something
you
that I
mean?
wanted to communicate, something that I wanted to share, something that I wanted to, work out. Or,
Right.
for example, if we do conferences and, public speaking and stuff like that. That can be terrifying, right? And that's when usually imposter syndrome comes up. But when I realized that what I was talking about wasn't what someone asked me to talk about, but something that I wanted to say, something that I wanted to share, like some little nugget of insight that I found that I'm excited to share, that I want to contribute, that I want to, So once you realize that I want to be here, I want to do this, I don't have imposter syndrome anymore because it comes from me. It doesn't come from someone else. So I don't think about, what other people might think because I'm excited about sharing that, right?
Very profound. What if you weren't in marketing today, if you weren't in this industry, what would you be doing?
Okay, don't laugh.
I might.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, fine,
I
fine.
will
Okay,
I will
everybody can laugh.
definitely not laugh.
Yes, you can. I would be in the medical field.
Okay. I
Um,
could have guessed that. And what I was gonna say, like maybe
yeah,
psychologist, but
yes,
go
yes.
on.
So,
Yes, what in the
behavioral
yeah.
psychology probably.
I could
It's
totally see that.
yeah.
I could totally see that.
You wanna know why and what really got me into it? Because when I was younger, when I started, I thought I wanted to be in finance. Can you picture me in finance? Like
It's a stretch.
it's a stretch.
It's
So
it's not impossible, but
because I'm so serious. So I have two children, two neurodivergent children. Autism has shaped me as the person and as a mother to find the root cause of behavior. Because when my kids, and this is a happy story, right? Like when my oldest was very, very young, he didn't speak until he was 5. And so the tantrums were ginormous, right? And you realize and you learn that what triggered that behavior is not, he's not able to communicate it. But I had to figure out what triggered it so that I could focus on the trigger and not on the behavior
yeah,
itself,
yeah.
right? So not on the what I'm seeing right now, but what caused it so that I can fix it. It's not different for marketing. Why do we behave the way that we behave as consumers, right? And how do we connect with brands and all of that? There's a reason why we do it. And there's a reason why we react to different brands in different ways, to different messages in different ways. If you focus on the trigger or like what really causes that behavior, then you can shape it in a way that's productive and efficient for everybody, for the consumer and for the brand, right? Because ultimately, you want to help the consumer do whatever they want to do in their everyday life, right? You want to be relevant because you want to empower them. But how can he empower you if I don't know you and if I don't know what drives you, you know? So it's same like for my kids. How can he help them achieve whatever they wanted to achieve or overcome whatever they needed to overcome? They cannot communicate it to me. They cannot talk to me. Your consumer cannot talk to you because there's millions out there, right? So you have to find cues and you have to understand underlying behavior so that you can help.
It's a great parallel. It's a
Yeah.
great parallel
Yeah,
to
I
think
know. I
about.
went
Think of
super
it.
deep.
No, hey, I
Like,
know. That's fantastic. So, you grew up in Argentina,
yes,
and then you moved to Canada.
did.
At what age did you move to Canada?
8.
Are there vast differences? Like, say you're working in marketing there and you're
Right.
working here culturally on the work side, let's say at the office. Are there vast differences from an Argentinian company to a Canadian company?
Well, first, we greet everybody with a kiss and a hug every morning, every single person in the office.
Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or just on
Yes.
Mondays?
No. Yeah. So that was well, but you know, we live in Montreal,
Yes.
right? So like that's a little bit different. So like we
Yes.
don't do that in the office every day, but if you find people outside, you
Right.
know, the work environment, it's pretty similar. I want to say there are differences, and that's why I did the MBA at HSM because even though I had done, you know, I had my bachelor's in business in Argentina, the behavior is different. And so I needed to better understand the consumer, the Canadian or the North American rather consumer. One of the biggest changes is that culturally, Argentinians don't take themselves seriously. And so we
They
joke,
don't.
but
They don't.
they do not. And it's very witty type of marketing. Like cannot be straight up, you know, boring type of marketing. It has to be, there has to be a second degree humor embedded in there because otherwise you don't capture the customers or the consumers attention because you're basic.
Like it's gotta
Right.
be edgy and scandalous,
It's
kind of
gotta
like Europe. Europe.
yeah, it's gotta be edgy. It's gotta be like second degree humor. It's gotta be like because you have to show them that you get them, right? Here it's a lot more straightforward. And so navigating that is a journey. Yeah, because you're used to like sarcastic, you know, type of humor and all that, and it could be offensive here, right? And so navigating all those cultural differences was, yeah.
Do you have a preference?
I'm
Like what
thinking.
suits you better? Yeah, yeah, okay.
But I would say it's helped me develop better relationships here because I don't take myself seriously. And so I think people become more relaxed, you know, with my energy. And I'm very high energy as 99% of Argentinians. Yeah, we're all crazy like this.
We're gonna have a new market now. There's gonna be a lot of Argentinians.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're from Italian
Yeah.
descent, right? Like so am I. And like most of us, well, many of us are too. And so it's that kind of like, you know, that European vibe where we're like,
And you speak with the hands, and that's what happens.
we speak with the hands, you know? Yeah, so you know, it's I don't know, it's been a fun journey.
Superpower. I'm giving you a superpower. Starts tomorrow. It doesn't start today, it starts tomorrow. What would it be?
Power.
Not that you have, but that you want. You
That I
probably have a lot of
want.
superpowers.
Yeah.
I want one that you want.
A superpower that I want is to listen better conversations in the moment. Because, and this is something that I learned through cultural differences, Argentinians talk over each other. We are very excited people. We all want to talk at the same time. And so we cut people off all the time, but everybody cuts everybody. And I found that here in North America, you can't like wait your turn, which is not my strike.
It's like a
And
traffic light.
everybody, yes, and everybody, it's like, dude, like just spit it out.
Yeah.
But okay, so in all seriousness, I think it's being, you know, culturally appropriate in certain situations because I'm 100% me. And sometimes I know people don't are not aware of my culture, and it's hard to explain it. So I would love for my superpower to be instant adjustment to different cultures.
I think this is achievable, by the way. Like some superpowers are like very hard, like flying. I would like to be like Superman. This one, I think we can achieve this one.
I'm working on it. I am 100, but my therapist is working hard on it. Okay, like I promise.
Last question.
That's good.
If you were to write a book, what would it be on and what would the title be?
If I were to write a book, it would be about why we do what we do, and I guess that would be the title.
That is a good title.
That
That
is
is a good title.
yeah, it's to the point, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, you're in the psychology and behavior. I think you found that.
In 2026.
That's what it is.
It's 2026
And
era.
now you got to write a book.
This is what happens when you find a writer. They make you write a book.
Always. That's what we try to do.
Yeah.
Drag people into the fight with us.
I am writing both.
We're doing it.
Yes.
You heard it here first. Paola, thank you so much for being on the Rewired podcast. It's so great to catch you.
Great to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.